I hosted an art telephone with 10 other artists. I've never done one of these before, though I was very excited to give it a go. If you don't know what an art telephone is, it's basically a memory game for artists. Think Arctic Phone. It all begins with the first person who creates the initial artwork. From there, each participant has a limited amount of time to view it before attempting to recreate it to the best of their ability. For my rendition of it, artists had 3 minutes to memorize 2 character designs and their poses. To make it a tiny bit easier, all artists had access to the original color palette, just so we had a little bit of consistency with this challenge. That's not all, however, as I even had all participants submit a theme pairing. Yes, this was inspired off of Art Fight. I'm kind of obsessed with it if you could not tell. Anyway, here was the list. So, what the heck was this for? Well, as host, I was going to design 2 completely new characters for everyone to attempt to mimic. This raffle idea would basically give me a little kickstart for what direction I should take these 2 characters. Here is what happened.
Spin. Ooh. Okay. Sun versus moon.
Yes, the theme was sun and moon. I had some other personal criteria for this challenge. For one, these 2 were gonna be in love. Yes, at the time of publishing, it was February and I just couldn't pass on some cute ship art for some new OCs. I also wanted to stick with my sci-fi leaning and have them fit within my little world. You can read more about Project NEXUS over on my website, if you're curious. So, where does that leave us? I decided that they'd be 2 virtual AI chatbots that fell in love due to the aid of an illegal program. Installed, of course, by another one of my OCs, Jay, a virtual reality developer of sorts who's never done a bad thing in their life. Until now, apparently. Whoopsies! These now sentient AI personalities would then be brought into reality by them, all in the name of supporting their forbidden love. Yep, we're going there. Also, maybe it was their skin tones and origin story, but they honestly reminded me a lot of the gems from Steven Universe. What you've been seeing here is my initial sketches for what they looked like. I named them Arky and Isla. Arky means descendant of the sun, and Isla, on the other hand, means with the moon. After doing a basic design sketch, I went on to figure out the pose. Again, I was aiming for that virtual assistant vibe, maybe even something a little retro with the flip phone concept. Though in the end, I went with something more general, like floating and glitching. I honestly wouldn't have minded jumping straight for one of these sketches since they're just so cute. Though I did want to make it slightly more complex. I changed up the proportions and got to work on designing their hair and faces. After doing the line art and flats, I began brainstorming for what it might look like if they, well, glowed. Yes, I'm kind of obsessed with anything glowy, and it was very fun to do. But in the end, I thought they should probably stay in day mode for the sake of having more accurate color picking for future artworks. After some polish, my final touch was a little Love Exe window that reads, "Download complete." Yes, I love them. And yes, I am so ready to see how they change. Beefish, person number 2. She's a Twitch streamer and full-time artist doing things from live 2D rigging to merchandise making. I'd say she's most well known for her very cute art style, something I'm sure you can tell just from the start of the sketch here. Anyway, the funny part about this was just how much Arky specifically changed. Like, wow, going from sporty to dapper, huh? I heard that Bee actually worked on it the day after I passed it along, so honestly kudos for the pose accuracy. As for other noticeable changes, she had 2 windows that read soul and mates. Pretty cute! All in all, did a wonderful job, and I highly recommend you go check them out in the description. Next up is Stereobass, a pan-fried fish VTuber. They're a cozy variety streamer on Twitch who loves making digital art and organizing cool events for their stream team. As for games, I noticed a lot of Marvel Rivals, Zenless Zone Zero, and of course, Minecraft, our beloved. Go check them out. As you saw in their time-lapse, Stereo took some notes and got to work with their sketch. It was cool seeing their process for planning colors before moving on to a cleaner sketch than line art. Something I noticed was that their arms were no longer interlinked. Arky still looks as fancy as ever, though Isla seems to have become a little more gloomier. Hey, I love it. It really plays with that whole opposites attract sort of mood. The soulmates windows remain, though otherwise, I think it stayed pretty in line with what came before it. Very cool to see. Our fourth person is Snaliens, aka Snell. In addition to art and commission work ranging from overlays to emotes, they're also a game dev. Snell's project right now is an indie horror game set in an arcade in 1984. It's no surprise that one of their favorite games is Five Nights at Freddy's. Let's go. As you can see, they have a really fun art style, and the expressions are just so good. And even the detail on the hair, they killed it with the rendering, and I love it so much. I like how the glitch effect was brought back, even if it was just for the windows. Another cool detail is how Arky now has a tailcoat and an even bigger hat. I noticed how they're now looking at each other again too. Just adding on to that whole wholesome shit vibe I was hoping for. Kiss already? What? Who said that? Who said that? On to number 5 with Noxura, also known as Nox. She's a vampire VTuber who frequently posts YouTube videos around topics related to art, VTubing, and more. In addition to that, Nox even does art and rigging for models, as well as cool custom illustrations and emotes. First, let me just say how nice this chibi style is. Nox did a great job of capturing that cute energy with these two characters. I did notice how the pose definitely changed more here, however. Understandable given the time limit. My favorite part of the coloring was how she swapped the bow colors for each character. I honestly think it was a great idea for bringing these two characters together in another way. The hairstyle change too was very fun to see. I love the little heart shape in it, as well as how Nox did the highlights. These featuring the sun and moon shapes. Wholesome energies, what else can I say? I am so here for it. Pale is next. Another wonderful vampire VTuber over on Twitch. They love drawing alt-fashion for femme and gender non-conforming characters, as well as fan art for all the things they love. On top of that, they also do variety gaming. Some notable favorites including Project Diva, Muse Dash, and Minecraft. Similar to myself, they also recently opened up commissions over on VGen. I'm perpetually humored by the fact that Arky and Isla are slowly drifting away from each other. And spoiler, it continues. For real though, Pale got to work here with this cute chibi style and is doing a pretty good job with memorizing the previous drawing that came before it. Arky continues to wear more orange, and the unique sun and moon theme highlights remain. The bow color swap is the same, and the pose and general details are the same too, as such with Isla's little heart curl and outfit. If anything, it's just her hair that changes the most, as well as the background design. It moved from a more heart-shaped concept to now the sky. Looking great. The 7th person here is Charlie. He's a freelance filmmaker, artist, and a Green Knight VTuber who streams art and gaming. Some of his favorites including Minecraft, Stardew, and Professor Layton. For art, they love drawing the silly characters they play as in games, as well as making VTubers too. Like, they've made 20 already just from half a year of learning. Crazy. It was fun seeing the different pose variations that he tried out. I couldn't help but be reminded of Pokemon a bit with the shape of Arky's ball of light. Like, new AU anyone? The characters are no longer chibi as well, opting for a more cartoony sort of style, which I think looks very, very nice. The poses definitely shifted further with this one, and I just can't help but imagine them drifting apart in space, as one does when you're based around a sun and moon concept. Charlie did a lot of work in trying out some cool rendering, especially when it came to that glow lighting effect. Arky is totally giving shonen protagonist energy here. The determination! Please tell me I'm not crazy. You see it too, right? Next up is Catherine. She's a full-time baker VTuber that mainly does art and co-working with some variety gaming on Twitch. I learned that she also does singing too, and fits pretty well with the idol label, though art definitely remains the focus with them. Some of their favorite games include Omori, Elden Ring, and Persona 3 Reload. I feel like I've been getting spoiled over here with all this cute artwork. Everyone's doing such a great job so far with that energy, and Catherine's is no different. Tasty, scrumptious art. Yum. I think as a result from the unique lighting from Charlie's, Arky's outfit has indeed taken on a darker hue. Remember when they used to wear yellow back in the good old days? Yeah, it's brown now, and I just think that's funny. As for Isla, long ago, she had bows at the ends of her hair, though it shifted from the top of her head, then down on her dress, and finally, it's been making its way back up again. I love seeing the way the little details migrate like that. Our 9th person is Rev Spicy, also known as Rev. She's a smoke devil VTuber with a love for storytelling and a wide range of crafts. These including stuff like plushie making, carpentry, bookmaking, and so much more. They love cozy games like Stardew, and otherwise spends a lot of their time making cool stuff for her Ko-Fi and VGen pages. A lovely person all around, can confirm. I love how they started with the background first, making use of these fun textures and brushes. I'm such a big fan of the style change here and just how precise they are with the attention to detail. Let's just list this out. We got the cool lacy texture at the top of her dress with the moon stitched on. Then there's the line work with Arky's suit. Next, the detail on both their hairstyles is wild. Isla's is especially eye-catching with its lovely shades of lilac purple, all accented by the delicate flower crown that sits on her head. Yes! And all of it's brought together with this lovely glow of the orbs! The orbs! Look at them! Look at that cool effect! Bravo, Rev. Bravo. We're almost there! Person number 10 is Lemon. She's a cave woman VTuber with this really cool pixel model. When she's not working at a bakery, she loves drawing and streaming on Twitch. Some of her favorite games include Pokemon, Raft, and Fields of Mysteria. If you're ever looking for emotes or panels, she's got you covered too over on VGen. Once again, we see another style shift, it going back to the cute vibes we know and love. Just for the fun of it, Arky and Isla continue to drift away, off to do their own thing, live their own life. You know how it is. Something else that clicked in my brain. I realized that Isla's dress became longer pretty early on, honestly. Plus the length of her hair. Arky, on the other hand, has been pretty consistent with the suit look. If anything, I feel it's a time period shift. I'm no expert on these matters, but the shift from tailcoat to top hat to something a little more, jazzy? Yes, this is the proper terminology. Another little detail too. Rather than a sun and moon vibe, it became more fire and water actually. I see it. I love it. Good job, Lemon. Our final person is here. It's Izzy. They're a gummy worm VTuber who runs a virtual theme park called Worm World. Aside from working on commissions, they spend a lot of time making cool interactive redeems for their Twitch streams. I 100% recommend you go check them out and experience it yourself. The process for this one was very fun to see. After taking some notes, Izzy made use of some 3D models to capture a really interesting angle with these two characters. I just adore the way they draw their lines, and even with the basic color placement. They took a painterly approach with this, and it's just so edible. Everyone, it's time to dine. I saw from the notes that they interpreted Isla as a nymph. And yes, that fire and water theme is definitely present. I almost get a cowboy impression from the way Arky is drawn. Maybe it's the hat, or the belt, or I don't know, the color palette. I don't have answers. It's just what I feel in my heart, you know? I love seeing where Izzy went with the outfit design, and not just that, but just how much energy the background added to it overall. What a fantastic way to wrap up. So there we have it. Even now, I'm still catching things here and there as I look back at all of these. And again, the transformation is so fun to see. Styles aside, I want to know, what outfit variation do you like the most? Fun's not over too, by the way. I'm going to be opening up a broad Do This in Your Style challenge for the characters here over on Bluesky with the tag Isla x Arky. The deadline will be April 15th, and all entries will be added to a raffle pool for some free chibi art for me for any of your humanoid characters. Again, this was a lot of fun to do, and a big thank you for everyone who participated in this collab. Please check them out in the description below. Some of them even made videos too. I also want to thank my supporters over on my website. A special thanks to Avian Archivist, Dragonlord Eris, Yoon, Space Axolotl, The Official Gremlin, and Dusty. See y'all next time!